Hi, my name is Adam Plachta. I'm with Cal Poly's Business 454 marketing class. I'm here with Michael Gunther, president and founder of Collaboration. Thank you, Michael, for joining us today.
You bet. Thank you.
To start off, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your company, what you do on a day-to-day basis, and what your idea is.
Okay. Our company is called Collaboration Business Growth Specialists, and we assist people start businesses as well as help people grow businesses. And we've been doing it for about 15 years, just about 6 years here on the Central Coast.
Okay.
But we work with passionate entrepreneurs every day who just don't have the tools to really take their business to the level they want. You know, a lot of times people start businesses, they have a passion, they have an idea, they go out there and do it, but they don't have the tools or the knowledge on really how to grow a profitable and sustainable business. And so much like they teach you to be a doctor or a lawyer, we teach people how to be a business owner and give them the tools they need and the knowledge they need to build a growing concern.
What inspired you to take that first leap into starting this business?
You know, it's interesting. I actually first started, I was really focused more on training and development. I was certified on the Myers-Briggs, which is a personality assessment tool.
Mm-hmm.
I developed some team building programs. I developed some management training programs, and I had spent the prior 8 years, back in the late 80s and early 90s, working with a company called Sugar Capital Group, and we built self-storage centers all around the country.
Okay.
And I was a vice president for their Southeast division, but I spent a lot of time developing training programs for the whole company. And so when I first started, I was doing training, but I really missed the operational side of business. I realized we can go in and do a training, but it doesn't improve the actual processes or improve the outcomes because there's other issues going on
Right.
into the business. And so I just, I always wanted to have impact on people. I could always see potential. I could see potential in people. I could see potential on businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a game to me. It's like a puzzle. Okay, I see where they could be. What's holding them back?
How am I going to get them there?
Yeah, exactly. And so what are the tools? What's the knowledge missing? What are they missing in their industry? What are they missing from a sales side? And so it's really about being like an investigator, going in there. And so I just started building my business that way and realized I wanted to get back to do consulting versus just training.
Mm-hmm.
And so really developed the whole consulting side of our business and then added training back
Right.
about 5 years ago.
As a necessary.
Right.
Where did you get the skills to do all this? I mean, where was your start?
Gosh, early on, I've always been an entrepreneur. My best friend growing up is Sal Compatelli, and him and I started all kinds of businesses.
Really?
I grew up in a large family. I have 10 brothers and 6 sisters.
Wow.
And so if you wanted any spending money, if you want to do anything, you had to earn it.
You had to earn it yourself.
And so I had everything from lemonade stands to we had Mix Sal's donuts and newsletters. I've always had kind of that entrepreneurial spirit. Went in college. I had during the Olympics, the '84 Olympics at my university, we had a weightlifting event there, and we created a nonprofit company at that time to raise money for people for scholarships. So we sold Olympic merchandise, and so I've always kind of had that spirit. But probably the greatest, I had two probably big learning areas. One was when I was at Sugar. I spent 8 years there. I was their youngest vice president at 28. Very entrepreneurial. Learned a lot about financials. I had to spend money every year on education, so I went to Wharton School of Business. I went Deming School of Quality Management, got certified in Myers-Briggs, got my master's in psychology. And they're very about creating my region as if it was my own business. And so I learned so much about how to motivate people and how to manage by the numbers and all those things. And the company just got too big. We went public in 1995, and they wanted me to move again. This is going to be my 5th move in 8 years. And
Jeez.
I decided to get back to working with smaller companies. And then the second impact was a woman I met named Kathleen Askier, and she had a consulting practice in Atlanta, Georgia. And she had mentored under Michael Gerber and worked with people who have worked with Michael Gerber with the E-Myth. I don't know if you know the E-Myth. E-Myth is a great book for any entrepreneur. It's probably about 30 years old, but any entrepreneur needs to read it about really what it takes to grow your business from a system side. And so she mentored me for a couple of years and really helped me understand how I could take all my knowledge and skills and really create my whole consulting practice in working with small businesses. So it's a variety of, I think those are probably the two major experiences that if I look back. A lot of reading, always, I love Mark Twain. He says a stagnated mind dies. And so your mind is either moving forward or backward. And so in life, you're either moving forward or backward. So you always got to be reading. You always got to be learning. You never get there. And once you think you get there, you start sliding back. And so I think we're just constantly trying to learn. And that's what I love about the work we do. I work in industries I've never worked in. I've worked in wholesale seafood or cosmetic industry, or I've worked in so many different industries that I had no experience. But business is about 80 to 90% the same, but we then have to learn the industry and industry specifics. And so I think it's we're always learning. Every year I feel like we're just learning more and more and fine tuning our skills.